Hello there, my Capricorn collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my goodness, Capricorn, getting into your energy. I was wanting to do Sagittarius, but you came up. So Capricorn, you need to embody the Temperance Angel energy here. Or some of you, Temperance, Temptation. Hey, bottom of the deck is the Fool. So what do you got going on here, Capricorn? What's your favorite astrologer? Those of you, Capricorn, or maybe you're a Sagittarius with a Capricorn moon rising Venus. The Six of Cups, some of you, be mindful of a karmic relationship or partnership, because you notice the Seven of Wands there. Then you got the Pisces vibe. And then you got the Knight of Swords. Some of you, I feel like you need to be more guarded when it comes to who you're letting sort of pull on your heartstrings. And some of you, mindful that you are establishing and maintaining some healthy boundaries here. And just know that about everyone's got their own little fucking agenda going on. Y'all been in this energy for a minute. I'm loving it for you, Capricorns. Especially those of you that, there's like success energy coming for you. But I feel like you've been making a lot of really interesting choices. A lot of you, you've kind of done your shadow work. So for some of you, this is when you're kind of going to get tested on whether or not you were really paying attention and how much you've evolved when it comes to your shadow work. Especially those of you, I mean, the dating vibes. Don't allow yourself to start dating and like being overwhelmed, or some of you getting too emotionally, you don't want to be too emotionally vulnerable too early in the relationship or partnership. And some of you, wait a little while before you add the passionate vibe to something, just to see how things are going to go with you. So there's that ubiquitous Six of Cups. Magician energy, Queen of Wands, there with the Five of Wands. Yeah, those of you that are successfully out of X energy. But I do feel like you do have a cross-watcher vibe. There's definitely a Temptress energy. There's temptation vibes with regard to you. And it's all about X energy. Capricorns, for some of you, I feel like someone thought you were going to be their next option or opportunity. Or some of you, those of you that continually go back into the same sort of relationships or partnerships. This is definitely a very karmic vibe. So nothing about this is going to be a positive. So just keep that energy in mind. Some of you just, I don't know, wait before you get to know somebody in a biblical sense. Well, how the hell did you end up with the Fool back at the bottom of the deck here? I like the snake vibes. This is the year of the snake. So Capricorn, maybe watch your Chinese astrology here. Some of you are getting out of the game playing vibes. I love this Ten of Wands. That's like the game bird energy there. Oy. Capricorns, I feel like some of you maybe gave up your player ways and now you're having to kind of look at things a little differently, and you got everyone kind of, I feel like you got a lot of people scratching their head, scratching their ass, trying to figure out what the fuck you got going on here. Or for some of you, why you started prioritizing yourself. It really just feels like you started prioritizing yourself. So whoever was like dependent upon you, whoever thought they knew you well enough that they could sort of manipulate you, you've gotten out of that energy. I do feel like astrology has kind of guided you along without you knowing it with that Five of Wands. Because I know you've experienced things. You've had like hiccups. Maybe you were planning on going on a date and plans changed or something happened. Or some of you with regard to like an option or an opportunity, something just didn't work out. And it might have pissed you off a little bit. Or some of you, it might have, you might have been like, what the fuck? I feel like you had a couple what the fuck moments. But you didn't realize that it was actually, you were getting some guidance here to avoid getting stuck or stagnant. So if you're having a bad day or something isn't quite working, just, Chuck it in the fuck it bucket and move on, because whatever that Knight, what's this Knight of Swords energy? The Three of Pentacles there, trusting your instincts, your intuition. Those of you Capricorns, I always feel like some of you do a lot of like podcasts, or you listen to a lot of podcasts. And I feel like you got, some of you are rather interesting mix of who you are like listening to and what your sort of guidance energy is. Those of you, you definitely have people watching over, sending you peace, love, and light, and kind of guiding you along here as well. The partnership vibes with you is really strong. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in a relationship or partnership. So don't ever feel like you don't have anyone like supporting or promoting you. You might not hear it, but I definitely feel like you have people that's wishing you well and helping you make some smart choices here. Some of you, there's some really good like friendship vibes coming in with you. This is the Ten of Cups for my LGBTQ people. So this is interesting vibes as well. You do got the temptress energy, the temptation vibe there with that Sagittarius energy. So do be mindful. Some of you just learning to trust the vibes of shit. So, you know, especially those of you that's been doing the work, because I know you've been putting in a lot of time, energy, and effort here. Focusing on your shadow work. And definitely those of you that have made some really marked changes that you can actually you can see the growth. Others can definitely see the growth that you've made, because you're not like easily tempted. Knight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the King of Cups, the Tower vibes. Up there with that Eight of Cups. I feel like you've made a lot of sweeping changes here, Capricorn. Not just maybe with romantic options or romantic opportunities, but maybe with regard to friendships, how you're viewing things. I feel like you're starting to get this energy of wanting things to look good. So maybe some of you, you're paying more attention. Maybe you're plucking your eyebrows more. Or you're paying more attention to like the symmetry of things. Some of you could be buying more in like 2s, 4s, and 6s. So you're liking like pairs of things. Especially if you've done some recent purchases. So maybe you bought like a bunch of pictures or picture frames. Some of you could even be changing up your jewelry game. So maybe you're wearing like new jewelry. Maybe some of y'all got an extra piercing added to your piercings. Some of you could be cleaning up like any tattoo work that you had. So maybe you're covering an old tattoo, or you're looking at maybe you want to get one. Nah, some of y'all, you're covering up an old tattoo. Maybe that could be whatever this sort of temperance angel is here with you, that Sagittarius vibes. Capricorns, I usually tell Gemini, Capricorns, for shits and giggles, some of you should learn at least one Shakespearean sonnet, because the sonnets are actually really interesting, and maybe learn at least one Shakespearean sonnet. Eight of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles there with the Ten of Cups. There's going to be a lot of start and stops on the way to that sort of Ten of Cups vibe with you. And you're just going to have to learn to go with the flow here. Because you know what? Honestly, I feel like you should be dating, but I feel like you're able to make smart choices when it comes to dating. I feel like if you start dating, you're not going to start dating somebody and then you're going to be like foolishly falling in love. But some of you, it may take you a minute, because you're like learning and growing. Especially those of you, if there's like this is given like podcaster vibes, or those of you if you're like in group therapy, or you're in like a group sort of vibe here, because the group energy with you could be anything. This could be TED Talk vibes. This could be if you like podcasters. This could be anything that maybe there's like a little bit of a religious vibe to it as well. You've been doing all that work. Don't let the temptation energy overwhelm you. You've definitely been tempted, but things have kind of worked out that you might not have liked at the moment, but they were actually... some of you, I felt like it was your guardian angels watching over you. So, you know, keep making smart choices. Take what's yours and leave what's not, Capricorn. Because I don't feel like you shouldn't be dating. But I also don't feel like for some of you that's even like a possibility or a probability for you right now. So, or those of you, if you are, you're not really tempted. Especially those of you that's taking a little vow of celibacy, right? That don't have to be a religious thing. We think of it as that, but some of you, you've just decided that, nah, you're good. Hi. What's the song for Capricorn here? I do feel like you'll know if it's the right option or the right opportunity, because there's that happiness vibe there with the Ten of Cups. But you pulled both the Ten of Cups. So I like that. Whether this is a good friendship, a good work relationship, or partnership. Others of you creating that Ten of Cups on your own and then taking your time deciding. Ooh, 1111 on the phone when I said that. Look at you go, Capricorns. Yeah, definitely a lot of X energy here. So hopefully you've moved past that X vibe. Some of y'all, you're getting the tattoo covered up or reimagined. This is relationships or partnerships that you're in. So a lot of you, this is, you already know everything. So, you know, you're already wearing the broken heart vibe. Some of you covering up the tattoos, right? I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and you'll see me. Yeah. Someone sees that you're not that chained up little person still in love with them and they don't like it. Keep making smart choices. True North energy here. So always make sure you're able to focus and prioritize when you need to here, Capricorn. Whoever, whatever is your guidance energy with that Three of Pentacles. And those of you in the group dynamic. Especially if there's a tad bit of a religious vibe to it. Doesn't have to be religion, but maybe it takes place in like a religious type of energy. Or maybe, you know, it's got that kind of almost like a church-like vibe to it. But it's kind of not. Those of you that like particular podcasts, definitely feel a lot of podcast energy with you. Podcast or books. I was going to say books on tape, but you know what I mean. What else? What else for Capricorn here? What's your favorite astrologer as well? Sagittarius, I think, is doing something weird astrologically, so pay attention where Sagittarius is with regard to your astrology. Some of you, what's your favorite Chinese astrologer? Some of you, that might be a little bit of a lucky inspiration for you. Or, you know, maybe pay attention to the menu at the Chinese restaurant. 14, find your star family in this cosmic game of hide and seek. Sagittarius vibes. And then 4, ask wonderfully, receive graciously. 4 energy there with the Emperor vibe. Yeah, you're like making the choices here. You're the one that's well, you got the 144 vibes. Those of you, Sonnet 144 is a really interesting Shakespearean sonnet. Take what's yours and leave what's not here, Capricorn. Some of you, no X's. No X's. Because this is pulling that X energy. This is definitely pulling that X energy. But it's only because you're not being tempted right now. But some of you, this is going to be, are you going to be able to make smart choices when you need to make smart choices? You learn things and then this is like, when it's time to make decisions, are you going to be able to make the smart choices? Some of you got some really stealthy motherfuckers that you really need to be mindful of. So, some of y'all pull off your social media. Some of you off the dating apps. You need to be embodying like the Virgo vibe because you've got a Virgo energy around you. Even worse with the Scorpio vibes. Scorpio and Virgo. There you go. There you go. Especially those of you, someone is like fixing a tattoo. So, you're either fixing a tattoo or you're planning on getting another tattoo to celebrate some sort of accomplishment you have going on here. Now, some of you are getting rid of that ex's tattoo. So maybe that's what someone don't like. They're hearing that you're planning a new tattoo or you're covering up that. So that way, you know, well, those of you professionally, some of you getting like a branded deal, but maybe you're like switching up the vibes on that. I don't know who does sports here. You're starting to pull some sports vibes, and I like that. Some of you, it's only going to get better, so, you know, maybe just stay single a while here so you're making smart choices. You're definitely going to be challenged, though. You're going to be challenged, and this is going to see if you were, like, paying attention. But don't be surprised if the astrology is something don't kind of help you out here. But you're not going to like it, so, you know, when you're having a bad day, just thank your angels, give thanks, take a moment, gather yourself, reprioritize. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Peace, love, and light, Capricorn.